Once upon a time, in a land of eternal twilight, there was a hidden glen known as Luminera. Luminera was a magical forest where fireflies danced in the dusky light and flowers glowed softly under the moon's gaze. This enchanted place was ruled by the Firefly Queen, a luminous and graceful being named Elara. She was tasked with ensuring the balance of light and dark in the forest, and her most precious duty was to protect the midnight blossom, a rare flower that only bloomed once every 100 years under the full moon. The midnight blossom was said to possess extraordinary powers. It could bring peace to troubled hearts, heal the gravest of ailments, and even grant a single wish to those who truly needed it. Elara guarded the blossom with great care, knowing that its magic could be both wondrous and perilous if misused. One evening, as the full moon approached, Elara prepared for the blossom's rare bloom. She lit lanterns of stardust, arranged the petals of protective flowers around the midnight blossom, and summoned the forest creatures to keep watch. But as the night grew deeper, a strange shadow fell over Luminera. A dark figure emerged from the trees, a sorcerer named Morven, whose heart was consumed by greed and envy. Morven had heard of the midnight blossom's powers and desired it for himself. His goal was to use the flower's magic to control the entire forest and bend it to his will. As the moonlight reached its peak, Morven stealthily approached the blossom, intent on stealing it. Elara sensed the disturbance and, with a flicker of worry in her heart, turned to her loyal fireflies. "We must protect the midnight blossom. I fear a great danger approaches." The fireflies, glowing brighter in their determination, formed a protective barrier around the blossom. Morven, however, was cunning and used his dark magic to create illusions that distracted the fireflies and the forest creatures. He moved closer, his fingers reaching for the precious flower. But as Morven was about to grasp the midnight blossom, a young girl named Lyra stumbled into the clearing. Lyra was a humble village girl who had wandered into the forest searching for her lost cat. She had no idea of the magical struggle occurring around her. Her innocent presence, however, was about to turn the tide. Lyra's cat, a clever creature named Pip, had followed her into the forest and saw the danger. Pip meowed loudly and darted toward the fireflies, guiding Lyra to the glowing scene. Lyra, realizing the gravity of the situation, felt a surge of courage. She saw the sorcerer's dark intentions and knew she had to help. With a determined heart, Lyra approached Morven and spoke bravely, "You cannot take what does not belong to you. The midnight blossom is meant to heal and bring hope, not to control." Morven sneered and tried to push her aside with a wave of his hand, but Lyra stood her ground. "Please, listen. If you truly need something, perhaps there is another way." Elara, observing Lyra's bravery and pure heart, saw a chance to stop Morven without conflict. She fluttered to Lyra and whispered, "You have shown great courage and kindness. If you wish, you may use the midnight blossom's magic to help him instead." Lyra, though frightened, nodded. "If there is a way to change his heart and help him find peace, then I will use it." Elara guided Lyra to the midnight blossom and instructed her to make a sincere wish for Morven's redemption. Lyra closed her eyes and whispered softly, "I wish for Morven to find the peace he seeks and to use his powers for good." As Lyra spoke, the midnight blossom's petals opened wide, releasing a soft, golden light. The light enveloped Morven, and he felt a profound sense of calm and clarity. The darkness in his heart began to dissolve, and he was overwhelmed with remorse for his actions. Morven fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "I have been blinded by my own greed. I see now that true power lies in compassion and kindness. Forgive me." Elara, seeing the change in Morven, approached him. "You have been given a chance to change. Use it wisely." Morven stood up, humbled and transformed. He vowed to help protect Luminera and use his magic for the benefit of others. The forest creatures, fireflies, and Elara welcomed him into their fold, and together, they worked to restore harmony to the forest. Lyra, with Pip safely by her side, was celebrated as a hero in Luminera. The midnight blossom's magic continued to shine brightly, bringing peace and healing to all who needed it. Elara and the fireflies continued to guard the blossom, ensuring its magic was used for good. And so, the Forest of Whispers thrived, filled with light, hope, and the promise of new beginnings. The tale of the Firefly Queen, the Midnight Blossom, and the brave girl who saved the forest became a cherished story, passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of courage, kindness, and the magic of a pure heart.